In this video, I'll be showing you guys the top 10 best weaponized vehicles that you must own in GTA Online. Keep in mind some of these things in the list will be a little bit controversial, and you guys might agree with them or maybe even disagree. Also, due to this being a top 10 list, there will be definitely vehicles that I have missed out. Now, this is bound to happen with GTA Online just having so many vehicles to start off with, but I did try my best to include all of the different vehicles I did miss out and mention these vehicles wherever possible. But anyways guys, without any further ado, let's jump straight into this video. And we will be kicking things off with the number 10 spot. I decided to put the Rhino tank and also the Khanjali here. Although the Khanjali is definitely much better than the Rhino tank and can be used as a personal sort of tank, the price of the Rhino tank will just cost you $1.5 million. I'm honestly surprised this has not been reduced or something. It has pretty much been $1.5 million ever since the start of GTA Online. And the Khanjali, which is the newer tank, will cost you just under $4 million, but I would definitely say that this one is worth it. Now, the Khanjali is probably better because it is faster. It also has better armor and more customizability. Along with this, you guys can also use a different type of weapon for the tank, which will be a railgun. This railgun can be charged up, and to talk about some more weapons for the Khanjali, you can also have some sort of these grenade launchers. If you guys are driving the tank yourself, I'm pretty sure that you cannot use these grenade launchers. For some reason, it did not let me. And another benefit of the Khanjali will be that you guys can have 3 other players, not including yourself, inside. Now, I picked up the Khanjali for a huge discount here. I believe that this is the Black Friday discounts across GTA Online, so I saved a bunch of money from doing this. I also believe that there is a trade price as well. You guys can see here that it is just under $3 million. So altogether, I got the Khanjali cheaper than a Rhino tank. But now guys, to talk about the Rhino tank, the main downside to the Rhino tank is that it is a Pegasus vehicle, so you will have to call Pegasus to get this into a GTA Online session, unless you guys do some sort of glitches and store this in a garage. I'm not really sure if these glitches still work or even exist, but now guys, we will be moving down to the number 9 spot. And for the number 9 spot, I decided to go with the Chernobog. The price of the Chernobog is $1.5 million, just like the Rhino tank. However, this can be stored inside your facility and sort of used as a personal vehicle. Now, the main benefit of the Chernobog is that it does have some lock-on missiles, and the lock-on distance of the Chernobog is honestly kind of insane. I would use the Chernobog's missile lock-on against different jets in GTA Online sessions, or of course helicopters as well. Along with this, you could use this against some Oppressor Mark IIs, but the biggest disadvantage of the Chernobog is that it is very slow. It is slow at moving around the map, and along with this, it is also very slow to set it up into the firing position. You also have to get out of the driving seat and enter the back seat just to shoot some rockets, but altogether, if you guys do have some time to set this up, it honestly will be the most effective, or at least one of the most effective deterrents. And this will now bring us to our number 8 spot. Now, this one is a little bit different. This will be the Buffalo STX with the Armani Tech upgrades. Now, with this being the top 10 weaponized vehicles, you guys probably know that most of the Armani Tech vehicles do not have weapons. However, the Buffalo STX technically does. It does have some sort of machine guns. Now, the machine guns are really not the best thing about the Buffalo STX. Of course, it will be the armor plating from the Armani Tech and the lock-on missile jammers. At this number 8 spot as well, I would probably include some of the other Armani Tech vehicles that do have the weapons. So things like the Patriot Mil-Spec as well, that does have the machine guns available. If you guys play in GTA Online sessions very frequently, I would 100% recommend that you pick up an Armani Tech vehicle and fully upgrading it. But now guys, moving on to the number 7 spot, we have the Akula. The Akula will cost you $4.5 million. However, the Akula, I would say, is pretty much essential in GTA Online. The main feature of the Akula will be its stealth mode. This was one of the first vehicles we saw a stealth mode for, and for those of you guys who do not know what a stealth mode is, essentially when piloting the Akula, you can just press right on the D-pad and it will take your blip off the radar. Now, just bear in mind, you will not be able to use any of the Akula's weapons when in stealth mode, which honestly makes sense because that would be so overpowered. mode. However, you guys can still just pop out of stealth mode whenever you want, use a weapon and go back in stealth mode. And alongside this, you will obviously be able to be seen in the sky, so it's not like you guys just go completely invisible. But now guys, to talk about the weapons on the Akula, like many other aircrafts in GTA Online nowadays, you can apply some different bombs. You can also have primary and secondary weapons. For the primary weapons, you will have a choice between these two miniguns, and for the secondary weapons, you will have a choice between no secondary weapons, the mounted missile barrage, or the mounted homing missiles. Now, in pretty much any case, I would choose the homing missiles. The Akula's homing missiles do not have any delay, so you guys can just hold the shoot button and it will just keep firing these missiles. Altogether, the Akula is a great vehicle, especially if you guys do different cargo missions in GTA Online. You can just hide yourself from the map. And now guys, taking the number 6 spot, we have the Scramjet. The Scramjet's price will cost you $4 million. This depends if there is any discounts or trade price. I think many people will agree with this, but the Scramjet is probably one of the most fun vehicles in GTA Online. It has a jump feature and also a huge boost feature, and along with this, it has machine guns and a guided missile. If used correctly in GTA Online sessions or really anything, the Scramjet can be completely deadly. Even if somebody is trying to attack you, you can just jump and probably boost away. If you guys have the Scramjet and master it, it will honestly be very difficult for other players to take you down, and also even AI. But now guys, moving on again, we do have the number 5 spot, which will mean that we are now halfway through this list already. And for this number 5 spot, we have the Thruster. The Thruster has a price of $2.5 million. I believe it also has a trade price if you guys complete the Doomsday Finale heist. Now, the main benefits of the Thruster is that you guys can get around the map super fast. This will almost be as fast as an Oppressor Mark II. The main problems that I found with the Thruster when using it were to do with the guided missiles. Now, these guided missiles are probably some of the worst in GTA Online. If you guys want to use them, I would honestly recommend that you free aim them and do not use the guided feature or lock-on feature. For some reason, they always seem to miss unless the target is standing still or not moving. And now coming in at the 4th spot, we have the Avenger. The Avenger will just cost you under $3.5 million. And honestly, the best part about the Avenger will be that it is sort of an aerial tank. Along with this, the weapons the Avenger has are honestly so overpowered. As a solo player, you guys can put the Avenger in autopilot, go into the back and then activate a turret. You can also switch between the turrets here as well. This will be great for some missions in GTA Online if you guys can do them in GTA Online sessions. For the most part, you cannot use an Avenger in normal contact missions. The Avenger also got updated to have homing missiles when actually piloting the Avenger, and also the machine guns as well. Along with this, inside the Avenger, you can also have access to a Thruster. Unfortunately, this Thruster has no weapons, which is probably the only downside I can think of for the Avenger. I would say the Avenger is a must-have vehicle at least at some point in GTA Online. I would suggest waiting for a huge discount week for the Avenger, or really anything else that is probably over $3 million. At this spot as well, I would probably include the Terabyte. The Terabyte does have some weapons, however these Terabyte weapons will be nowhere near as overpowered or strong as the Avenger. And this will now bring us to our number 3 spot. Now this one is a lot different to pretty much all of the other vehicles in this list so far, and this will be the Invade and Persuade tank. I would also include the RC Bandito here as well. Now the price of this tank will cost you just over $2 million, and if you guys have ever used the RC Bandito before, this tank pretty much is the exact same thing but a tank. I'm pretty sure that people cannot see your blip on the map when using these things such as the RC Bandito or this tank, which will make it even more overpowered. To talk about the weapons of this mini tank, it has actually quite a few weapons to choose from, and you guys can take this into a Los Santos Customs. Inside here, you will be able to just customize the tank to whatever you want, and for the weapons, you guys can see that it can have a flamethrower, rocket launcher, or a plasma cannon. Now, by far, I would definitely say that the plasma cannon is the best. If you guys can see this here, I used the rocket launcher, and I was just expecting to destroy vehicles in maybe 2 hits, but it does seem like it took more than that, so I would probably say this is not really useful. And the plasma cannon just shoots a lot faster, and only really requires you to shoot a target. And just remember, because this is an RC vehicle, you will be able to jump in this vehicle as well, however it will not have a speed boost. But now guys, moving over to the number 2 spot, we probably have the most predictable ones, and this will be the Oppressor Mark II, the Laser, and the Raiju. The Oppressor Mark II now has a price of $8 million, whereas the Laser Laser and the Raiju have prices just over $6.5 million. Out of all these vehicles, I would definitely say that the Raiju is the best. The Raiju is the second most expensive, but overall it is the fastest vehicle here. The Raiju also has a stealth mode. If you guys remember the Akula, which was earlier on in the list, the Raiju also has that feature. And honestly, the weapons for the Raiju are not bad either. The homing missiles on the Raiju jet will have a short delay between firing. However, this isn't really that bad because the speed really makes up for it. And the cannons of the Raiju are pretty good as well. I believe that these type of cannons got nerfed anyway, even for the laser, but they still can be very reliable. And now guys, you might be thinking, what is the number one spot if all three of them vehicles were at number 2? And honestly, I went for something completely different. Most of you guys would probably not even remember this vehicle, but this will be the anti-aircraft trailer. You can buy this for just under $2 million. And the main benefit of the anti-aircraft trailer is the flak cannon. You will also have to buy the flak cannon, which will be inside the bunker, and the flak cannon is the strongest weapon in GTA Online, barring the orbital cannon. This flak cannon can destroy most armored vehicles in one explosive round. To show you guys an example of this, I called in a Rhino tank and only shot it once and it completely blew up. I wanted to test this on the Avenger, however I cannot call them both in at the same time. The only downside to the anti-aircraft trailer is that you guys need a vehicle to tow this around the map. Luckily enough, it will spawn with this vehicle. But anyways guys, that will be the top 10 best weaponized vehicles in GTA Online. I definitely missed a lot of very good weaponized vehicles. For example, the Night Shark is definitely a great option, and I would definitely say that this deserves to be in this list. Even things like the Kasatka as well, the Toreador, the Oppressor Mark 1 as well. There's honestly just so many vehicles. But let me know in the comments down below your top 10 list. What do you guys like the most and least? Also, what vehicles would you include in your top 10? I could imagine that most of you would probably include an Insurgent somewhere, maybe at the number 10 spot as well. But anyways guys, if you went on to enjoy this video or found it useful in any way, shape or form, make sure to leave a like. I really appreciate your support. And if you are new here, subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally guys, stay safe, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.